It was a rainy weekend on the island of Sodor. The rain was non-stop, and all the trains were delayed. When the rain had stopped, the rails were wet. All the engines took care. All of them except Percy.
I swear, Edward,
said Percy one morning.
if I go another day with being late, I might just run off to the Bluebell and work with Stepney.
Don't talk like that, Percy.
Advised the old blue engine.
You know it's not your fault you're late, and so does the Fat Controller. You have nothing to be worried about. Besides, you wouldn't want to be enclosed on a little line with nowhere to go. You're lucky to be here,
said Edward wisely. Percy agreed with Edward, but he was still upset. Later on, Percy was at Knapford when Toby came in. Be careful, Percy. The rails are still wet. There's bound to be an accident soon enough.
Oh, don't worry, Toby. I'll be fine. I know my way around water.
That's what you said 50 years ago, Percy. But what happened? You plunged off the keys. He was offended. Percy scuttled away, leaving a most worried Toby behind. Percy had been going well. He was having a wonderful time jaunting down the line.
Silly old Toby,
said Percy indignantly.
I know my ways around water, and my dive was just an accident. Everything will be fine.
But little did Percy know, it wasn't. Douglas, the Scottish twin, had been shunting the yards of Tidmouth. He had left some trucks on the main line from a previous train that came in. He hadn't noticed that he left the trucks there. It probably would have been better if he did. Percy was hastily entering Tidmouth. He had just passed the platform when he noticed the trucks in his way. It all seemed to happen at once.
Stop! Stop!
He cried, but he kept on moving. Douglas noticed Percy and the trucks.
Oh dear, I have to move those trucks.
Douglas quickly coupled up to the trucks and began to move.
Move out of the way!
Screeched Percy. Just as Douglas had moved the trucks out of the way, Percy ran by, making a racket as he passed. Percy slowly came to a halt.
Thank you, Douglas,
said Percy.
I didn't see the trucks there.
Don't you worry, Percy,
said Douglas.
What's important is that no one was hurt.
Well, thank you anyways, Douglas, but I have to get back to work. After all, we still have a railway to run.
Percy tried to move. He couldn't. He tried to move again. His wheels didn't move an inch. Percy had flattened his tires.
Oh, bother. I can't move. Oh, well. I think we'll need the breakdown train.
The Fat Controller walked up to Douglas. He was worried, but the Fat Controller was smiling. Well done, Douglas. You prevented a nasty accident and I'm proud of you. As soon as this mess is cleared up, I'm sending you straight to the works to be repainted. Douglas was thrilled. Later on at the sheds, Douglas was bragging to the others.
I say everyone, I haven't looked this shiny in years. I look like the smartest engine in the shed.
All the engines ignored him, but little did Douglas know, trouble was right around the corner. The Castle Lock is a castle that can only be reached by rail. The engines of the Little Western have to go to the castle via a causeway. The rock and dirt of the causeway had been weakened due to the extreme rain that pounded down on the Little Western earlier. The rails had also been weakened by the storm. Douglas was speeding down the line, hoping to make up for lost time for delays earlier at a crossing. He also didn't notice the bent trap, but by the time he did, it was too late. He slid off the traps and hung dangerously over the edge.
Oh, help!
He cried. The guard ran back to the last station for help.
Oh, not again.
Well, Douglas, I'm not very pleased right now, said the Fat Controller. If you had only paid some attention to what the others said instead of bragging to them. You need to pay attention, said Sir Topham sternly. I need to go talk to Percy now. Good day to you. The Fat Controller turned on his heel and left. Later, Edward took Douglas to the works. Later on, the old blue engine came back to the shed. He was worn out. He was wondering if he could ever get a rest. Little did he know, he would get a big break in the very near future.